Hello, Lunar Child, and welcome to Soul Horoscopes Weekly Edition. I'm your host to the universe, Christopher Witecki. Hope you're doing well. Nice to see you again. This week, your free horoscope is sponsored by Lightcast Bootcamp. This is my class I've designed. It's 6 weeks to get you in your power, to make you hyper aware of everything going on. This formula does work. It is repeatable. If you are stuck in a rut and keep doing the same stupid crap in your life, you need something to interrupt it. You need to understand the way the universe works. There's a new reality around the corner, and those who understand the universe are going to go farthest, I believe, because the Age of Enlightenment is all about basing our society on the way the universe actually works. So check it out at lightcastbootcamp.com. And come check out our awesome community for crabs down at soulgarden.me. We have a whole support community, including even Mother Mary here, our writer at Soul Garden. She's always pumping out the awesome articles, focusing on the things that crabs focus on. Mother Mary. So check her writing out and check out our community. We have help on Tuesdays and Thursdays called Office Hours. We have a chat room where you can meet other people. We've got extra programming we're developing. It's all there for the brightest light workers on the internet, and that means on the planet. Some people aren't on the internet yet, so I don't know how to reach them right now. So come on down and come be a part of the club. Now, that said, where are the crabs this month? Well, we're working on Chapter 2 of Sun in Pisces, and the crabs are working on the part of your soul that stores information, your belief structure, what you believe. And this is a big deal because what you believe is basically the autopilot of how your soul operates, and it turns into your limits. Most limits people have are self-determined limits, because they believe this is the way it should be, and you should all over yourself, and as a result, you have no power in the world. Every year, once a year, when the sun is in Pisces, you are reinventing, opening up, changing, educating, traveling, because that blows your mind, going back to school. This is the consciousness, the consciousness, or collective consciousness, really, the collective consciousness of what you've learned on Earth and what you believe. So we start off on Monday. Saturn rules the day, which means it's time to decide what you don't believe in, what you're not going to support, what you're not going to support when it comes to education, let's say, what you're not going to support when it comes to trips you're going to take, what you don't believe in anymore. That's what your mom believed, but you don't necessarily believe it. That's kind of what it is, which is super important, because if you've been living your life for your mom or your dad or something that you don't believe in, that doesn't have synergy with the rest of your belief structure, a part of you doesn't work with a part of you, and that's part of the reason you're not manifesting. We learned that in boot camp. So the moon, your ruling planet, is in Taurus on that day, and so your emotions are kind of caught up with what will the world think. Be careful about that. Believe what you want to believe. Who cares what the world thinks? They're going to believe what they want to believe too. Everyone can believe whatever they want. The world is designed that way. Reality is designed that way. Now on Tuesday, it is an action day. Mars rules the day. You're going to really feel from the world. I mean, your emotions are focused on the world on Tuesday, so you're going to feel the world is aggressive and all kinds of things. That's Mars ruling the day. That energy is designed, I think, for us to take action and move forward. So you want to move forward with those new beliefs. You want to show the world you're right. You want to cancel that trip to Brazil and pick up a trip to London. Whatever it is you changed or decided or whatever, act on it and put it forward. And for those of you who are young, this might be where you're actually taking action on college, taking action on career education, things like that. So for you young crabs, might all be around college stuff. Now, for those of you I watch over personally in the Guardian Agency, I will send you a personal text on Tuesday that is about what it takes for you to get up off the couch, where Mars affects your natal chart. That's just to help you a little bit, crab, on Tuesday. On Wednesday, it is hump day, and boy, is it hump day. I mean, in so many ways. On the one hand, we are literally in transition to the next chapter, so you're stepping away from the beliefs you don't want, and at 10 degrees, we're holding space for what's possible. We're just like, okay, well, I don't believe in that anymore, so what's next? And that's really what you do. It's kind of a rest note in manifestation, and a rest note in that regard. The moon moves into Gemini. So what happens at this point is, although you're feeling pretty solid on beliefs, you might start questioning everything. With your home planet going into subconscious psychic awareness, you're kind of picking up on old things. So it's kind of like if you decided that you're not going to be Catholic anymore, well then suddenly you're starting to worry about what your mom's going to think. You're starting to worry about that stuff. Be careful about the worry on Wednesday, and I would text that to people. But this grand trine is what really the whole headline is about, because this is where the most profound growing is going to be. A grand trine, a soul pyramid, is when three planets come together and form this triangle in space. But what it represents is that the energies of the solar system are spinning on this axis, which means our souls are spinning, which means we are coming together with these 3 points. We're putting these points of our life together, these 3 states of awareness, and we're starting to see conclusions we didn't see before, because we're looking at 3 cards that we didn't maybe look at together. Now, on the one hand is Jupiter, this huge force in your life to get a bigger life, get a bigger community, get a different neighborhood. You want to live among your family. I mean, Cancers are like looking to move, looking to graduate, looking to shift where they are in the world, what they do in the world, what their title is. That's the Jupiter force. Then Pluto. Pluto is the force that's forcing marriage to change. So this like, let's get on with a new marriage. Let's get on with new partnership. Let's get on with it actually working. So that energy has a lot to do with, well, if you want a marriage to work, you got to think about where you're going to live in the world. This all comes to Mars in Virgo, which is very interesting to me because Mars in Virgo is basically saying that if you want to move forward in a new world and you want to move forward in your marriage, then you have to actually change your mind about a few things, which is interesting. Change the way you think. So Mars is saying we want to go backwards on the way you think. A lot of your decisions in your mind are going to have to change. You're going to have to give up on a lot of fights. You're going to have to give up on a lot of arguments. You're going to have to surrender. You're going to have to maybe say you were wrong to a lot of people, unfortunately, if you want this to pull off. So this is a dynamic and very spiritual. All the while, you're worried about what your mother thinks. All right, then Thursday. Thursday, things start to synergize. Thursday is going to be a day where we start to heal. So if you did have a worry about coming out of the closet, that you don't no longer believe in this or whatever, that starts to heal. Most interesting thing is Neptune. Neptune goes 1 degree. Now, Neptune is the focusing agent of God consciousness. Neptune is in Pisces, which is God consciousness, which means we have a double stack Oreo cookie of God consciousness going on right now. And this double stack is going to last for 14 years. Now, this means that when it comes to your philosophy and your religion, this is going to be where you find God. The universe is saying, Cancer, through study, you will find God. Through belief structure change, you will find God. Through belief structure change, you will find synergy. And for the first time, God's actually showing up. Neptune's 1 degree. We haven't felt this yet. So that's an interesting dynamic, I think, that hits on Thursday. At the same time, emotionally, you're still worried. Subconsciously, you're still being triggered. Okay, and we'll be texting those who need a little extra help. Then on Friday, Friday is a day of exploration. Hopefully you're comfortable with these beliefs. You're comfortable with where all this is going. Jupiter rules the day. It's time to explore the possibilities. Neptune's open up, so your intuition is talking, and the moon moves into Cancer. So no matter what's going on, emotions and ego work together with the moon in your sign, and you're feeling strong, and you're feeling good. And whew, I know Cancers. This is when they were like moody for like 3 days, and they're like, I don't know what that was. I'm fine. You're like, huh? It's this point, I mapped it out. But so you are sunny and cool, really, as this is all happening and you're exploring. And this trine, by the way, is getting tighter and tighter. The degree orbs are getting tighter. Now, don't forget on Fridays, if you want to come hang out, you're feeling good anyways, come to SG Live, our live webcam radio series starring myself and Carolyn Nagel. That goes live at SG Prime Time, which is 9 a.m. in Honolulu or 7 p.m. all the way over in London. You got to figure out where you fit in between, but come on down. You're most welcome to log in, come in the chat room, and say hi to us. It's kind of cool. Saturday is really the climax of this whole week and the day of what I call a holy shift. A holy shift is when universe is doing so much, all you got to do is stand still and let it shift around you. Okay? And that's really how I describe it to our Padawans in boot camp. First of all, Uranus rules the day. So when it comes to beliefs, if you were kidding yourself or in denial, the shift hits the fan on Saturday. So if you have been obstinate and holding out and refusing to see the obvious of what you really believe in, there's breakdown. At the same time, if you've already gone through that phase of it, then you're going to do a booster shot up and you're going to see the next library, you're going to see the next adventure, you're going to see the world open up, that's the breakthrough. The opening up of the world, by the way, is you relaxing on the beliefs and taking control of your beliefs for yourself and deciding for yourself. You write your own Bible. You decide for yourself what God is, what you are, everything. That is a master's path right there. So on this day, it's trying to get us to the master path, but it's doing it in this crazy yoga pose, okay, where the universe is pulling us everywhere. Let me just review it for you to put it in summary. Like, this is the complexity of this day. On the one hand, you're going to have breakdown and breakthrough. Your emotions are feeling pretty confident. They're in Cancer, so you're feeling pretty confident and pretty in control because you've got the moon in your sign. But it's in opposition to your marriages. Don't get too confident or your husband or wife will yell at you. That's what this is. Then Venus is opposing Saturn directly at this degree on this day. The day before Venus was 27, the day before Saturn was 29. They only come together direct on this day. Isn't that amazing synergy? But this is a line that you've been fighting forever, okay, between taking care of yourself and career obligation. So the universe is saying, okay, here's the deal. You need to have a breakthrough, but don't get too cocky, and don't let your marriage get out of whack, and don't forget we need to expand your place in the world, and don't forget your marriage needs to change, and don't forget that means you may need to change your mind. Keep in mind that you have to take care of yourself, and keep in mind that you are ready to take off in your career. And done, says God, and seen. Isn't that amazing? I think it's awesome. Now, this actually inspired something cool that I'm going to do with GA, and that is like an emergency system when shift hits the fan. I'm calling it the GA Alert Network. It's free. If you text the word GA Text Me to 96362, we will put you in our little thing, and we will send you a text message when things hit big. We don't have your date of birth. We don't know anything about you. It's not our service, but it's a way of us staying in touch when shift hits the fan. And it might be ad supported, just so you know, and normal text fees apply. Waka waka. Then Sunday is breakthrough. Sunday is breakthrough. So if you haven't understood by now what's up with your beliefs and philosophies, surely by Sunday you will get it. Don't call me Shirley. But that has to do with Mercury ruling the day. That's a day of really putting things together, having conversation. This is when Cancers are on the phone with their mother, on the phone with their daughter, right? And they're getting and you're understanding and putting it all together. This is the crab trying to be logical instead of swimming in the ocean. And so logic will prevail on Sunday, and it'll all come together is what I think. The moon will still be in your sign, so you'll be feeling pretty strong after the kind of storm and whatnot. So that's good. I can't say enough that if you have the inkling, if you have a raised eyebrow, you should take Lightcast Bootcamp. This is my one chance to get in front of our viewers and really teach you one-on-one. So take a look at it. Otherwise, Crab, I will see you in 7 days. Until then, live, love, be.